Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to some more Factorio 1.0. We left off last time, just barely got our wood set up. Actually, I may have put the greenhouses down in between episodes. I don't remember quite well. Story of my life. Anyway, let's make some more tier 2. Let's replace all these. Actually, the saw blades don't need a tier 2 assembler, but it looks nicer, so we'll do that. All right, so we've got the start of our bus here. At least what we're gonna need to get going. We're gonna need some more things on this bus later on, but for now we can start with the main things that we keep running out of over and over again. And actually we can upgrade to red. What are we gonna put on this line? I'm not gonna make, I'm gonna get the urgent stuff, the stuff that I use to build. So like loaders and, like I was saying, the belts and inserters and things. Things like mining drills and stuff that I only need every once in a while. We'll worry about that later. Also, tier 2 turrets. I'm going to want to get those going because I do want to replace all my tier 1 turrets. And we'll look into setting up the military science as well. But that's not super urgent. So yeah, that'll come later. I do have a blueprint for a lot of this stuff. Let's see. T3 inserter. What do we need for this? We need BE boards, I'm pretty sure. And I probably won't show the entire process of setting this up because it's exactly the same as this. So if you're following along and you're building it this way, you've probably got a good idea of how to set these up already. So I'll probably just plop the blueprints and then sort of skip through the building part of it. Belts, here we go. So let's start with red belts. Let's get all of our reds going. So we'll start with reds. And I'm going to leave a little bit of room in between the belts and the first assembler just for random things that I may need to place later on. So we'll just leave, I don't know, like 8 or 10 tile gap there. Boom, there we go. All right, so we'll let all this build and then oh wait, I actually have the red belt. You know what? I could craft some red belts. So I can just come over to my bronze chest here, grab the bronze that I have. And then we'll just craft all the red belts we can. But yeah, so I'll let this build. Maybe we'll do a time lapse, maybe we won't. We'll see. And then we'll come back. All right, real quick, we'll just cover how this works, just in case any of you are curious. So I am doing this a little bit different than I used to in the past. So I think this looks a little bit cleaner. So we just underground basically the length of belts that we'll need for this. In this case it's 3, and then we can just use splitters to grab from the undergrounds on either side and place on whatever side of the belt we have. But yeah, like I was saying, I'll do all the critical stuff, and then anything that changes or has some sort of different system we'll stop and kind of explain. So I just handcrafted some of these fast stack inserters because the yellow ones just don't move the plates fast enough for these things to work quick. So I'm just going to replace mainly the iron ones because we use tons of iron in this stuff. So anything that's pulling iron is where I'm probably going to put the fast inserters. And we're actually running out of steel, as you can see here. I think that's mainly because, yeah, this stone side is backed up. So a lot of these crushers aren't actually functioning right now. You can see, oh, okay. My inserters got rotated somehow on some of these crushers, so I wasn't depositing crushed stone on this side. Also, what I was saying about the stone over here backing up is, you know, obviously true. None of these furnaces are running right now because we're just backed up on stone. So yeah, I need to have some kind of system here which is going to take the stone, if it backs up to a certain point, like maybe right here, and it's going to remove it and turn it into something else. So I could, yeah, the problem with this is I can't really get a faster inserter in here because it's just going to, it'll grab all of the stone as it's passing by and that'll make it to my my main bus there. I suppose I could split it. Yeah, let's do that instead. So if I just split this here, then if it's backed up here, all the stone will then be funneled onto this belt. And we can, this way we can actually use one of our faster inserters and we can just pound it out real quick. Yeah, there we go. Now at least half of this line, even if we drain it all, right, at least half of this line will still be directed at our main bus. So, wait, holy cow, hold on. Hold the phone, I just noticed something. Looks like my my crushed stone system is having some trouble. It's struggling processing all the crushed stone I'm throwing at it right now, so let's go see what's happening over here. Now you have to remember, these ones are eventually going to be gone, so that's going to be a lot of crushed stone off of this line. What do we need? I guess just more liquefiers. Let's do this as well. Faster inserters. It looks like the yellow inserters just maybe couldn't keep up. The liquefiers are probably fine. And another thing I could do before adding more liquefiers is actually just upgrade to liquefier 2 if I wasn't processing the stone fast enough. But it looks like the upgraded inserters are actually doing everything I need. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we just need a faster inserters over there. Oh, what's this? We're not actually getting enough sapphire ore here, so I'm thinking maybe I upgrade all these belts to red. Because we are struggling in the steel department here. Oh, my roboport's off. Alt R, turn on the roboport. Yeah, we are struggling in the steel production department, and this is quite a big setup for... There should be plenty for what we need. So I'm going to go ahead and just replace all these yellow belts with red belts. Get that sapphire ore a little bit quicker, and hopefully that works. Looks like the stone line is still kind of backed up. I guess one thing I could do is actually change the offset on some of these. So let's go down to this bottom half and change the offset. That way we're depositing on both sides of the belt. I might just have to step away, wait for red belts to upgrade, or wait for a bunch of red belts to build up, replace all the belts that need replacing, and then come back and continue the video.
Much later.
Alright, we back. And we didn't replace the crushed stone line because it eventually caught up with itself. So I think it'll be... Yeah, it looks like it's going to be okay right now. If I add any more to it, might struggle a little bit. But I did upgrade the sapphire line to red, as well as all of the mining drills are all tier 2 now. I also removed the belts going to this system, so we're no longer producing iron plates on our old system here. All of our sapphire is being directed to the flotation cells and the steel production over here, and it looks a lot better. As you can see, our sapphire lines, we've got ore there. I also upgraded the delivery belt in the middle, which delivers iron plates to the steel furnaces, because that was just a little too slow. And also the inserters are upgraded to put that steel in the furnaces a little quicker, because there was some time where the furnaces were actually waiting for enough plates to be delivered to smelt. So our steel production is picked up a little bit more. I've also added just a iron chest in between 2 loaders here. That way, eventually, when I fill these chests with splitters, undergrounds, belts, whatever, and the steel line starts backing up, then we'll have a little place, a little buffer where steel can accumulate and sort of be stored there for short bursts. Like if I come and take a stack of something, then a bunch of steel is going to be used, right? So it's nice to have that little chest there. Also, these blueprints, which will be in the Google Doc, they might look a little different on your screen. That's because I set them up differently right now, right here in this game. The way they're set up in the blueprints is actually better. Essentially, I moved the tin and the iron gear wheels. The iron gear wheels are normally on this belt. The tin's normally on this belt. And if you just hook up the blueprints as they are, you won't have to swap any of these inserters. So pay no attention to this stuff. It should be up like this, up here on this line where this is tin iron. I'm going to go ahead and finish setting up these with some... Wait, I think I need BE boards for inserters. Oh, I need BE boards for these too. So I'm going to have to set up BE boards actually before we go any further. So let me go ahead and move my car. I think BE boards are going to be right here. Now, the old BE board system, let's see. So this is the old system I was using, but it doesn't really create a lot of them. So I'm thinking of redoing it. All right, so first things first. What do we need to make a BE board? We need solder and basic electronic components. Now, I already know that for solder, I just need lead. So we will have to hook up rubite for that. Okay, so we need basic circuit boards. Those are pretty easy to make. You know what? I'll probably do a belt for basic circuit boards. So let's just pretend that basic circuit boards... Actually, we don't have to pretend. I can grab one of these and I can just say, boom, just as an example. What else do we need? Solder and basic electronic components, and then solder, right? Wait, solder isn't made in... Solder smelted. I can smelt lead ingots directly into solder, I'm pretty sure. Let me check my induction furnace here. Okay, so I can make solder with tin, zinc, lead, tin. We're not going to be doing solder mixture, so it's either going to be lead and tin or tin and zinc. Yeah, we're going to be melting solder down here somewhere, and then we'll be shipping the solder up. Carbon and tinned copper wire. Okay. Let me make some more tier 2 assembly machines. How much can this take? This can use, wow, 0.5 second crafting time, and it uses 10 copper cables. So, well, how many copper cables can I create per second? I can create 4 copper cables per second on this thing, and this thing can use a whole lot more than that. Well, how much exactly? 20. We can use 20 copper cables per second. 3 tier 2 assemblers making copper cables if we really wanted to keep up, but I think 2 will be fine. Oh, I forgot. We're gonna need copper cables for basic circuit boards as well. We'll also need wood boards. So let's say this is gonna be a little bit weird, I think. So we're gonna have a 3rd copper cable here, and you're gonna dump into that one, and then you're gonna be wooden boards, which is gonna dump into that one.
2,000 years later.
You know, this is kind of exactly the same as what I've already done. I'm just rearranging things a little differently, so I don't want that. I want BE boards to be able to produce quite a bit. So let's plan for, what, 1, 2, 3? Let's say 3 BE boards per second, right? So I'm gonna need to make 3 basic circuit boards per second. We use 3 copper cables per second. You can produce me. So if I need to make 3 basic circuit boards per second, I need 3 assemblers making basic circuit boards, right? And then for each assembler, I'm going to need...
Lot of boring math later.
Well, somewhere up here is going to be 3 of these things. So we've got our basic circuit board. We've got our basic electronic components. And then our solder is going to be smelted. We'll probably just pull off 1 induction furnace line. And I don't even think I need 4 casting machines. We'll just do like 1 or 2 casting machines. We could even pop it right here or something. And they'll just run a solder line like vertically up over here somewhere. Because I don't need solder on my main bus. These things are like the only thing that use solder. I guess these circuit boards also use solder, but by the time I'm setting these up, I'll be like all the way up here and I can just run the solder line up further. Okay, so now I'm just gonna redesign this, I guess, to where it actually looks better. Okay, so in theory, we should be making BE boards. Man, that was a lot more work than I was expecting. But you know what? It's aight. Oh, we also need to set up the solder. So tin, zinc. Oh yeah, lead, tin is what I was going to do. So we've got lead here, but tin is all the way down here. So let's move the induction furnace down. We'll be melting into solder. You're going to be doing... lead, tin, solder here. Okay, and then where is my lead line? Oh, you know what though? I don't even have lead going right now. So why don't we just do the other recipe? Tin, zinc. Because that stuff I do have, right? Okay, so we'll grab from the zinc. I'll split a line off right here of tin. I suppose I could just loader it, right? Like that. Okay, but we have to put solder on the bottom, which is the... Okay, so solder's going to be on the left of the belt. I think by default it is. Yeah, okay. Alright, so now we've got solder going up there. And we're producing buttloads of solder, so that's going to be plenty to support this, I think. Oh, I'm a dummy. This belt's not going to work if we're filling up this belt, right? So we're going to need another belt here to deposit onto. which is still in range of these splitters, so we're still okay there. So let's go empty, empty, empty. You, boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So what are you missing? Ah, I forgot to drop the boards. There we go. All right, so we should be connected and making BE boards, and indeed we are. Man, that system was kind of a pain in the butt. Maybe I should have just used the old one, but the old one wasn't producing enough, I don't think. So let's go ahead and blueprint this for y'all. All right, so this is the finished BE board system. So on the bottom row, you can see we've got, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 tier 2 assembly machines making copper cables. 3 of those are feeding the assembly machines for basic circuit boards. We've also got the wood here coming in. Basic circuit boards are being deposited directly into the BE board assembly machines. And then, yeah, these other copper cables are for the tin copper wire. You can see we've got the tin coming in here as well. That gets deposited on the same line as the carbon, which is being split with the filter on the splitter, which is so nice. And then, yeah, we're depositing the 2 components we need for the BE boards on this belt. And then off we go to the races, or the bus, as it were. And I'm happy it's done. I'm also happy that we've got a nice little chunk of steel storage happening around here. I'll go ahead and dump all these ingots that I accidentally picked up. All right, so our bus is looking good. We got the BE boards going, so we can probably set up the splitters. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set all that up. I'm kind of out of time for this episode, so I think I'm gonna come in between episodes and just grab a bunch of belts and undergrounds and splitters, and I'm gonna get inserters, the tier 3 inserters, and I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff set up just like this, because it takes a lot of time to kind of set that up, and doing it on video is, well, it's just repetitive stuff. You guys already know how to do that, so I'm not gonna waste time with it. So one real quick thing I noticed before I kind of end this episode is these splitters, when you set the when you set them to filter things, they actually take everything and filter it over to the other side. So it's not going to work for stuff like this. I'm still going to have to use inserters on that kind of system. So yeah, no splitters on the main bus here. Unless I need both lines split off, like this one is fine, because we needed both stone and wood on that particular line. But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up real quick. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.